Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and we keep you up to date with the headlines. Hanoi to host opening for signature of UN Convention against Cybercrime. Militaries of Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia respond to non-traditional security challenges. Vietnam re-elected to UN Human Rights Council for 2026-2028 term. On October the 25th and the 26th in Hanoi, President Lương Cường and UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres will co-chair the signing ceremony of the UN Convention against Cybercrime, also known as the Hanoi Convention. On the morning of October the 15th, President Lương Cường chaired a working session with relevant agencies on the organization of this significant event. The signing ceremony of the UN Convention against Cybercrime will draw leaders and representatives from over 100 countries and international organizations. There will be 4 high-level exchanges and 4 round-table exchanges and a technology exhibition jointly organized by Vietnam and the United Nations Secretariat. President Lương Cường and UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres will deliver keynote speeches at the opening session. President Lương Cường highlighted Hanoi Convention as an unprecedented diplomatic milestone, affirming Vietnam's leading role and responsibility in creating a multilateral legal framework to protect cyberspace. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on the morning of October the 15th attended and directed the 20th Congress of the Thanh Hóa Provincial Party Committee for the 2025-2030 term. Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Gấu, Deputy Minister of National Defense, also attended the Congress. With the motto Solidarity, Discipline, Responsibility, Creativity, Development, the Congress focused on 4 key tasks, reviewing the implementation of the 19th Congress resolution with an honest and objective assessment, affirming achievements, identifying shortcomings and their causes, and drawing leadership lessons, setting out directions, goals and solutions for the 2025-2030 term and beyond, and striving to make Thanh Hóa one of the country's leading provinces and cities by 2030. In his address, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính praised the significant achievements of Thanh Hóa Party Committee, government, armed forces and people, which contributed to the country's overall progress to build Thanh Hóa into a comprehensive, sustainable growth engine and a model province as envisioned by President Ho Chi Minh. He urged the province to thoroughly implement the Politburo's strategic resolution across key areas. On the morning of October the 15th in Vientiane, the capital of Laos, high-level delegations from the Ministries of National Defense of Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia attended the 2025 Joint Military Rescue and Relief Exercise. General Chan Samon Chanyalath, Deputy Prime Minister of Laos, was presented at the exercise. The Vietnamese delegation was led by General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense. The Lao delegation was headed by Senior Lieutenant General Kham Liang Uthakaisorn, Minister of National Defense, and the Cambodian delegation was led by General Thea Seha, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Defense. This year's joint exercise focused on search, rescue and support for victims of floods and landslides. In the water scenario, forces from the 3 countries used boats and drones to locate victims, deployed emergency medical boats and Vietnamese military helicopters for evacuation, and provided first aid before transferring victims to field hospitals. This 4th joint search and rescue exercise is highly significant amid rising climate challenges and frequent natural disasters. I hope it brings valuable lessons and practical experience for all 3 countries. In the land scenario, drones were used for patrol and search. Reconnaissance teams gathered data, rescue units with trained dogs located landslide victims. Engineering teams conducted rescue operations and military medics provided first aid. Today's drill went well. However, if the water flows left to right, the boat should move diagonally, downstream, before following the bank upstream. If there's no current, this route is fine. Let's note this for future training. Rescue forces from Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia coordinated closely, showcasing unity and professionalism. The realistic, well-executed exercise enhanced training quality, disaster preparedness, and importantly, strengthened the special friendship among the three nations. On October the 15th in Vientiane, Laos, an annual meeting of the defense ministers of Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia was held. Senior Lieutenant General Khamliang Utakason, Lao Minister of National Defense, emphasized that the annual meeting among the defense ministers of the three countries serves as a symbol of solidarity and friendship among Laos, Vietnam and Cambodia. General Theo, Cambodian Minister of National Defense, reaffirmed the commitment to fostering the traditional friendship that brings common benefits to the people of the three countries and highly praised the effective cooperation among the three countries' militaries on the basis of mutual respect and trust. General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense of Vietnam, stressed that Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia are close neighbors. Vietnam always gives top priority to constantly consolidating the close relationship with Laos and Cambodia, always appreciates the wholehearted support and assistance of the two countries in the struggle for national liberation and reunification, and in the cause of national construction and defense. At the meeting, the ministers of national defense of the three countries stressed that despite volatile situation in the region and the world, all three countries have maintained political stability, continued to achieve important results in socio-economic development, national defense and security. Cooperation among the three countries has been fostered. In particular, defense-security cooperation plays a key role in the overall relationship. To further deepen the defense cooperation among Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia in the coming time, the defense ministers of the three countries agreed on such practical cooperation contents as further tightening the solidarity and close relationship among the three countries and the three militaries, maintaining the annual meeting and contacts among the three ministers and leaders of the defense ministries and the leaders of the three militaries, strengthening cooperation, contributing to building a peaceful border and sustainable development, coordinating common stances at international and regional multilateral forums and mechanisms. Also, on the afternoon of October the 15th in Vientiane, Laos, Viettel Group held a ceremony to launch logistics services in Laos. General Phan Van Giang, Vietnamese Minister of National Defense, and Senior Lieutenant General Khamliang Utakason, Minister of National Defense of Laos, Lieutenant General Sai Komasith, Chief of the General Staff of the Lao People's Army, Deputy Minister of National Defense of Laos, attended the event. Star Telecom Company, a joint venture between Viettel Group and Lao Asia Telecom, is currently the largest telecommunications network operator in Laos with the brand name Unitel. To expand the growth space, Star Telecom researches and develops new fields, including logistics. This is a field that Viettel has had a lot of experience and success in Vietnam. The project has a total investment of $600 million with a synchronous and modern infrastructure, including 3 large-scale logistics centers, 18 exploitation centers in whole 18 provinces of Laos, 6 warehouses connecting with Thailand and China, a widespread post office network with over 1,500 delivery points. Viettel will apply the most advanced technologies, contributing to the formation of a smart and leading efficient logistic ecosystem in Laos. On the afternoon of October the 15th in Hanoi, the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army organized a ceremony to honor outstanding service women in the 2020-2025 period. General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, addressed the event. Also attending the event were Vice President Võ Thị Ánh Xuân and Senior Lieutenant General Lê Huy Vịnh, Deputy Defense Minister, Head of the Ministry of National Defense Committee for Women Advancement. Over the past 5 years, the immolation movements of service women has been organized vigorously and widely throughout the military, in all fields of work. especially in remote areas, strategic and border areas, islands. Up to now, nearly 90% of military women have met 3 criteria of the immolation movement: military women with intelligence and courage, while completing tasks and building happy families worthy of alcohol soldiers in the new era. Praising the achievements by military women over the past time, General Trịnh Văn Quyết asked service women to continue training, studying and improving political stance, moral qualities, professional qualifications, working capacity, actively participate in patriotic immolation movements, technical innovation, IT application, and digital transformation in work. General Trịnh Văn Quyết believes that the immolation movement of military women in the new period will witness a stronger and more comprehensive step with more outstanding examples contributing to building a revolutionary, disciplined, highly skilled and modernized military. On October the 15th in Ho Chi Minh City, the 8th meeting between the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense and the National Council of the Solidarity Front for the Development of the Cambodian Motherland took place. Senior Lieutenant General Võ Minh Lương, Deputy Defense Minister, head of the Vietnamese delegation, and Ms. Samdech Men Saman, Chairman of the National Council of the Solidarity Front for the Development of the Cambodian Motherland, head of the Cambodian delegation, co-chaired the meeting. Senior Lieutenant General Võ Minh Lương congratulated both sides on the results of cooperation between Vietnam and Cambodia in general and between the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense and the National Council of the Solidarity Front for the Development of the Cambodian Motherland in particular, stressing that the construction and completion of the Vietnam-Cambodia Friendship Monuments in the Kingdom of Cambodia contributes to deepening the traditional solidarity, friendship and cooperation between Vietnam and Cambodia. Ms. Samdech Men Saman thanked the government and the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam for their close attention and support in building the friendship monuments, noting that these are particularly meaningful works to commemorate and pay tribute to the volunteer soldiers and advisors who fought side by side with the Cambodian National United Front for National Salvation, bringing happiness and prosperity to the Cambodian people. Coming up next, Vietnam re-elected to UN Human Rights Council for 2026-2028 term. Honoring photographic works depicting love for homeland sea and islands. On October the 14th, New York time at the UN headquarters, the 80th United Nations General Assembly elected members of the United Nations Human Rights Council for the 2026-2028 term, in which Vietnam was re-elected with 180 votes in favor, the highest in the Asia-Pacific group. The UN General Assembly's meeting with the participation of 190 eligible voting member states of the UN elected 14 members of the UNHRC for the 2026-2028 term, including Vietnam, India, Pakistan, Iraq, Egypt, South Africa, Mauritius, Angola, Estonia, Slovenia, Chile, Ecuador, Italy, and the UK. Vietnam achieved 180 votes in favor, the highest number in the Asia-Pacific group. It's also the only Asia-Pacific country that is a member of the UNHRC for the 2023-2025 term to be re-elected for the 2026-2028 term. This election result reflects the trust and appreciation of the UN members for Vietnam's strong commitments and efforts to promote and protect human rights, along with Vietnam's contributions and initiatives in its role as a member of the UNHRC for the 2023-2025 term. On October the 15th at the Army Broadcasting Center, Deputy Head of the Party's Central Committee's Information, Education and Mass Mobilization Phạm Tất Thắng chaired the general rehearsal of the award ceremony of the 3rd National Photography Contest on National Sea and Islands themed Fatherland Along the Shore. The third National Photography Contest on national sea and islands is a political and cultural event of special significance, aiming to widely disseminate the sacred sovereignty of the fatherland over sea and islands through photographic art. After two successful events in 2021 and 2023, the contest has become a prestigious meeting place. This year, the organizing committee received nearly 16,000 photos from over 3,500 authors nationwide. The award ceremony will take place on October the 16th, broadcast live at 8:10 p.m. on QPVN channel, central and local television channels, and on digital platforms. This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.